It's clearly the right long-term move for the country. It's an essential move to wipe out black money. That's the target, and it's the right way of going about it. In the long run, it's entirely correct, and we fully support it, and indeed we've made many comments welcoming the move by the government. In the short run, there's a lot of pain. There's a lot of pain by consumers. You see it in lines around the country and the difficulty that people are having. For me, it's an inconvenience. But an inconvenience is not a problem. For people who depend on cash for their living, it's much more serious. And we need to see how to address their problems. And I think the only way is through rapid, effective re-monetization. In the last few days, we've seen the spread of 2,000 rupee notes. 2,000 rupee notes are good in terms of re-monetizing by value. But at the end of the day, it's difficult for someone to spend a 2,000 rupee note. I think we've all struggled with this in the last 10 days. The 500 rupee notes, the new 500 rupee note series, is just now coming into circulation. I haven't seen my first one yet. And as those notes come into circulation, I think the pain will start to lessen. And I think ensuring quick re-monetization of the new 500 rupee notes on a widespread basis has to be our top priority in the government, and we need to support all efforts of the government in making that happen as much as we possibly can. I think equally, we should be open to new technologies, trying to use more and more digital means of transfer.
Move to a digital economy.
And we should, I think, also be, if you ask me, good Indians, meaning that when someone is struggling because they do not have any cash, they do not have a bank account, maybe they do not even have an Aadhaar card, so that it's difficult for them to get a bank account set up in a very short time, here and now. Yeah, you could say they should have had an Aadhaar card. But for someone who's working in Bangalore, who's come from Bihar, and we have to be, I think, as Indians, sympathetic to what that individual is going through, and ensure that they're at least not going hungry, their basic needs are being met. And as I think Indians, we should be helping each other.
All right. Largely, as far as sectors are concerned, we're talking about the immediate sort of an impact on the auto sector, on real estate. So, as far as your conversations also among your companies, what are your takeaways? Largely, they seem to come out of the view that this is good, but in terms of immediate impact.
So frankly, for the real estate sector, I have less sympathy, right? Because over the last few years, we've seen the rise of more and more transparent, good, professional real estate companies that have thrived on doing every transaction entirely on the basis of a check. So I have less sympathy for those real estate companies and transactions that have been stuck as a result. I have much more sympathy for all the consumer goods companies, and especially for the consumers who have had to curtail their consumption of those consumer goods. And companies have reported very significant drops in sales. Some companies that deal in consumer goods reported a drop of 90% in the first 3 days. The same companies have said that as of today, the drop is 50%. So things are recovering, but 50% is still a huge drop.
Still a massive drop.
Yeah. Some companies that reported a 70% drop earlier, today report a 30% drop. Again, a 30% drop is a huge drop. The only thing that is going to address it is effective, quick re-monetization. And we should all keep pushing for that. We should be unforgiving when we hear that it's going to take longer and longer. We should keep pushing for it happening faster.
And that will what really work to help us go.
Yes.
Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/ETNow, and don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at ETNowLive. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/user/ETNow.